Well, when I retired, this was what our plan was to be volunteers for disaster relief, and we were going to travel, my wife and I. And then I became aware of 3 or 4 families that were hurting, lost their jobs, or got sick, and so I started scrounging food up. A big part of that is working here with Catholic Charities, because there's one gap there that's not being filled. It makes it possible, opens the doors for other people that could make it to the other programs. Just a block and a half away from the square, and the day workers, if they don't have a job by 9:30, then they come up here and at least they can get some food for the day, you know, to help them through until they can get a job. And so it really makes a difference. I feel this is what God has put on my wife and I, our ministry. You don't really have a choice, you know, and they say, well, like I said, don't you get paid for it? And I said, yeah, but I'm not ready to collect just yet. I've got one person that lost his job, and his wife didn't have a job. They didn't have a job. They came down and they had nothing, and we gave them a bunch of food. We gave them extra stuff and everything to help them through. But what really made me remember him is because when he went through the line, he was just looking at the stuff like, you know, tears in his eyes. And then he came by, him and his wife came by and hugged me and crying and saying, I don't know what we'd have done if we didn't have this food, because we had nothing and my kids were, you know, starving. And we're in Sonoma County. You think, well, gee, that don't happen. They can get food anywhere.